IGT, baby.
What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we got to talk about night 2 of SummerSlam, and we're hoping that it delivered the same way night 1 did, but a lot better. And let me tell you right now, they absolutely did it and knocked it out the fucking park. So I was excited, for night 2 and what was up, that was being full display to us, and exceeded expectations as well. So like I said in night 1, the build-ups and the promotion for SummerSlam has been absolutely horrific, and we're hoping that it will pay off just off the PLE itself, and it exceeded that expectation. So we're not going to waste any time, and we're going to dive right into it. So we start off with the first match of being Finn Balor taking on Sami Zayn to determine who's going to be the number 1 contender for the undisputed WWE Championship. And we thought it was going to be a one-on-one until Nick Aldis comes out there and made an announcement that he has another superstar that's going to be a part of this match, and it's going to be a triple threat. That person ended up being Gunther, which was wow if you ask me, because we didn't expect that to happen. And the look on Sami Zayn's face said it all. Like, he was just confused, like, wait a minute, like, I thought it was just a one-on-one. How the hell Gunther got inserted into this match? And as Gunther there, and he's shit talking, taking his sweet ass time, Nick Aldis didn't leave, proceeds to say, there's also another superstar that's going to be inserted into this match as well and be a fatal 4-way. And we thinking, well, who is that going to be that last superstar? And end up becoming the returning of Kevin Owens. And when I say that crowd erupted, and I was shocked, just like everybody else. Sammy looked like he saw a ghost, for crying out loud. Like, yo, what is happening? This man faced his jaw dropped for that whole entire time until that bell rang, and to see Kevin Owens make a return, man, was so fucking good, because we thought we would never see him in another WWE ring after the neck injury he had suffered against Cody Rhodes in that TLC match, like almost close to a year. So to see him make a return, man, that shit just gave goosebumps. Like, I still got chills even thinking about it as well. So, and it'll be in a fatal 4-way match. Match starts, and Kevin Owens is on a full attack mode right now. Crowd is excited for it and all that stuff. Like, it was dope. I think all 4 men did get moments in the ring as well. Gunther was looking to pretty much put everybody in a sleeper hole, whenever he got a chance. Even Finn Balor had moments too, as well. Sammy looking to see, despite all the odds that stacked against him right there, see it as an opportunity where he can actually come away with the win. He ended up hitting Kevin Owens with a Blue Thunder Bomb when Kevin was trying to hit the stunner. So I think that was a very good maneuver there. Then you also had a moment where Gunther locked in the sleeper hold onto, I believe it was Kevin Owens. And no, excuse me, I think it was Sammy. It was. And as it's happening and he brings him down, thinking it's over, you see Finn Balor goes up on the top rope, his a coup de grace on the Sammy and stuff. And as it happened, Kevin Owens goes in there, starts stunnering everybody, and the last person left there, and him and Sammy, they going back and forth, and Kevin Owens successfully hits a stunner on a Sammy and pins him for the 1, 2, and 3, and he wins and is going to be taking on CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship. And that was just fantastic to see. And what also made it more crazy is that Sammy was the one that ate that pin. So the level of frustrations he about to have right now, for one, thinking that he had the opportunity, if it was going to be a one-on-one with him and Finn, turned into a triple threat match that Gunther got inserted into the mix. Then it become a fatal 4-way where your returning best friend comes back. And to make matters worse, you get hit with a stunner, and also you ate the pin at that. So expect to see a heel Sami Zayn coming to the mix. I think it's gonna be a scenario where he doesn't give a fuck about Kevin Owens returning. He's just upset that every opportunity he has to try to get his world championship back, it end up becoming a failure. And I think this is a story you can tell with him countless of times. So I still think the whole water bottle things are still gonna become a thing for him that he uses whenever he crashes out. So I can see that happening. But this was dope to see, man. It's very sensational to see not only Randy Orton make a return in night one and RKO and Cody Rhodes, but also see a returning Kevin Owens as well. So SmackDown is starting to get better and better, slowly but surely. So I'm excited for that, man. Congratulations on Kevin Owens, and welcome back. Very, very dope to see him make a return. So that was a good way to fire up night 2 and keep it like rolling and all. So now it's time to get to the match right here for the United States Championship, and that's Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. So, Yuli Yachty, you know he's gonna be there with Trick, and Baron Corbin comes in, that match starts. So, at this point right now, like the crowd, you could tell wasn't fully invested into the match, but it was still like points there that they were still paying attention to as it was going on. I'm gonna get towards the climax of it because not that much was really happening that was appealing to me, but Lil Yachty, he kept getting involved, especially with Baron Corbin a lot too. At one point, Baron Corbin mushed his face in there, and he ended up picking up a kendo stick. And I'm thinking in my head, well, if I'm not mistaken, should be a regular match. I never recall it being a no disqualification because you saw a table set up on the far side of the ring and all that stuff. You knew somebody was going to get put through there. So as it's happening, and Yachty gets involved right now to, you know, at least give the advantage to Trick Williams to beat Baron Corbin, and Corbin is on the outside of the ring, like on the ropes. So Yachty's looking at us an opportunity, like, you know what? How about I'll do something to pretty much help Corbin lose? And what ended up happening, they end up going back and forth. Trick Williams saw his opportunity to take out Lil Yachty. So instead, when you see Trick go at Baron Corbin, he attacks him, but mostly he bumped both him and Lil Yachty. Yachty ended up falling into the table. And once that was done, and Corbin gets into the ring, this gave Trick Williams, well, he was distracted at that point. And this when Corbin had the title, and as the Rev is checking on Yachty, you see him. I'm talking about Baron Corbin that hit the title on the Trick Williams. Those out of the way, hits the end of days and covers him for the 1, the 2, and the 3. And Baron Corbin is now your new United States champion. Now, here's my takeaway on this. Congratulations to Baron Corbin. I'm excited that he actually had won the United States champion. And hopefully they do something with his character. You know, I could only hope that it just don't be a poor booking, you know, with him and stuff like that, like they did in the past. The problem I had was that why this couldn't be Carmelo Hayes? Because let's keep it real. As much times history, and I say that him and Trick Williams had since NXT up to the main roster, Carmelo Hayes had numerous times where he could have been on the grand stage right there. One being WrestleMania, when it was Trick versus Sami for the United States Championship. I feel like Carmelo Hayes should have been there. And of course, this match right here that happened on SummerSlam, I feel like Carmelo Hayes should have been inserted as well. And it was both missed opportunities, and I don't know why, for the life of me, they do not push this man just like everybody else and just let him fall into catering. Like, that's the energy he's giving off, and I've been really upset with it. Again, this is no knock to Baron Corbin. You know, he answered the call. They pushed him. They decided to go the direction with him with the United States Championship. Fine. But I just wish that should have been somebody like a Carmelo Hayes in the mix. Only because from a storyline standpoint and the history that him and Trick Williams got, it made the more sense to go with. But that ended up being the case, unfortunately. And it just ended up being Baron Corbin, but he ended up getting the job done. So I just had to say that because it was heavy on my mind and I was kind of pissed off, seeing it happen in full display, because I'm like, maybe that could have been Carmelo Hayes that could have had that opportunity on a big stage like SummerSlam, you feel me? And not something like SmackDown. So there's that. I just had to pretty much speak my mind on that. But congratulations to Baron Corbin. He is your new United States champion. So there's that. Next, we have the women's ladder match, which was Jade Cargill versus Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton versus Chelsea Green and Last Legend. And in my prediction video, I chose Jade to become the interim women's world champion. And then seeing Chelsea Green there, I'm like, you know what? She may be my wild card in this matchup. Because I say every woman in that match held the women's championship outside of just Last Legend. But every one of them held the women's championship. So I'm like, maybe this might be a good look for her. So as the match starts, out the gate, Jade Cargill, which I'm not gonna lie, she paid homage to Prince with that, with her ring gear and looking scrumdiddlyumptious. Woo-wee. But let me get back to the match itself. So after the gate, it already starts with her and Charlotte battling out outside the ring and stuff, and then you see Tiffany Stratton trying to do a maneuver off the steel steps to Last Legend, who end up catching her and hitting her with a powerbomb onto the ladder. And let me just say, Last Legend showed down in that match. She really did. She showcased her power and her strength, everything about it. I was fantastic, for certain spots. One being, like I said, with Tiffany Stratton throwing her onto the ladder as well. Then it was another one where it was a bridge ladder in the corner, and it kind of felt like Lash was kind of trapped in there, but not really. But you see Tiffany putting all her weight onto the ladder itself, and as she's trying to do a maneuver, Lash catches her and hits her with a power bomb onto it. I thought that was dope to see. It was even a moment where Chelsea Green as well had made some highlight moments as well. And I would say towards the climax of the match too, getting close to it, you see all women all battling out and stuff. And Chelsea Green, where she had a moment when she pushed off, I believe it was Tiffany Stratton and was it Charlotte, I think, off the ladder as much. She had one. Before I get into that too, it was another moment where Charlotte got up to the ladder and she grabs onto the title, and as Jade pushed her ladder off, she's dangling around, literally on top of, with the title in her hand. But you see both Lash and Jade grab her leg to bring her down. And as that happened, and she used, and I'm talking about Jade at that, used Charlotte as a battering ram to knock off Lash and then throw Charlotte into the ladder that was bridged in the corner. So I thought that was a dope moment there too. And then now I'm bring up with Chelsea Green knocking both Tiffany Stratton, I believe it was Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken, off the ladder there too, which gave her an opportunity to go up there and see she had her moments. And I moment I'm like, oh, can it really happen and all that too? But of course, as she started to do that, this is where B-Fab and Meechin came into play, and they pretty much stopped her right there, stomped her out, and left her pretty much leaning off the ladder right there. So her body is halfway with the ladder, with her legs still attached to it. And at this moment there, this is when Jade tried to take advantage of it, try to get up there. But of course, you had Charlotte try to intercept that as well. Then you had other ladders set up where Tiffany Stratton and Last Legend, all of them are pretty much battling out right there. Then it was once they got their ladder pushed off and they fell off, now it's just Charlotte and Jade battling out, and they end up falling off as well. So all that is just literally Chelsea Green right there in the ring by herself, and that was her golden opportunity right there to go up, and she climbed that ladder and went up there and unhooked the title. When I say it was sensational and the crowd was at an uproar that she finally did it, that was a heartfelt moment. And I was completely excited for Chelsea Green to finally capture a world championship at that, because her character you know, they was literally trying to keep her as a mid-card champion. And I was the one that always kept saying a lot that Chelsea Green needed to push. She needed to be in that main event matchup right there because she's too damn good. She got the charisma for it too. Every time when creative throws bullshit her way, you know, when it comes down to the position they put in for a character, she'll turn it to gold. Everything. There was never a bad moment with Chelsea Green because no matter how stupid it is or whatever something it is or storyline they put her in, she turned it into perfection. I don't see a lot of women, you know, in WWE do some stuff like that, especially her. Normally that would be a downfall for her capital, but she know how to transition it to make it more entertaining, and she organically got over. So the crowd itself was ecstatic and was so excited, man. That was dope to see, and that was definitely a highlight moment of the show to see her finally capture a world championship. She definitely deserved it a whole lot. So it was exciting, and shout out to Chelsea Green too for getting the job done. And hopefully she do have a good run with it, and we gotta see how the status is gonna be for Rhea Ripley. You know, so only time I'm gonna tell. But this was dope. I'm so excited, and yeah, it was just dope. Shout out to Chelsea Green again, man. Like that shit brought me chills because she finally overcome the odds and finally got what she been wanting for so long. For all the shit she had been through, and even Michael Hayes talking about she wasn't main event attractions right there, and she literally broke that proverbial glass ceiling and said, "That ain't the case for me. Like, this is a shot right here. Now, as many times y'all threw shit at me, I found a way to still get through it." So I was excited for her and all. So that was exciting. Now I was even more fired up. And then, of course, here comes the Human Money on a pole match. Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. And if I'm being honest, I didn't get two flying fucks about this match. I literally, while I was on stream, went, got a water break, all that stuff. The other thing, so I just didn't see this match. But I saw it towards the tail end of it. Of course, you know, JD was going to get involved. And of course, the mini houses tried to get involved as well to help out Danhausen. But it was a scenario where JD was getting rid of all the mini houses and stuff. And as he cleaned house and also prevent Danhausen, you know, from reaching the money bag and stuff, in comes Joe Hendry, who appears there and, of course, goes to attack JD, hits him with the guitar in the back, and then also will try to aid on Danhausen to prevent Dominic from going up there. So when it looked like Dominic had an opportunity to get it, and you see Danhausen leaning on the middle of the ropes and stuff like that, he did the U curse, and of course the sparks came out, and Dominic ended up getting caught by it. So he was so blindsided from it, and that gave Danhausen an opportunity to go up there, get the money, and then the match was done. And we could have did without this match. This is something you could have did on Monday Night Raw. And the main matter first, it's fake money. These niggas was fighting with fake money. Okay, they giving it out and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, please get this shit off my screen. Like, I was so fed up. I went from being fired up from that women's ladder match to this. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm done. I'm done. Just get it out the way. Just get it out the way. So, there's that. Now, once that was done, my assignment came back again. And that was Penta versus Chad Gable. The match that I literally said can steal the show for night 2. And my God, it was very close. Penta, Chad Gable. Match starts already. It started with the lockup. Then it was like, you know, you see Gable with his technician skills trying to take down Penta, trying to lock the ankle lock in on Penta. Penta still find ways to get out of it continuously. So as that's happening, through the match, you see Penta, you know, he tries to hit a Mexican Destroyer, but there's always a counter from Gable that whole time, you know, as he's trying to lock an ankle lock. Then there was a scenario where Gable had ended up hurting his shoulder. So as it's happening, or his left arm in this case, as it's happening, Penta tries to put his attention on the injured left arm of Gable and try to, do that to make it a situation where it helps him out in the match. So as it's going on and on, I would say it was a very good spot where they got to the hard side of the ring, and you see the Penta hits I think a Mexican Destroyer. Yes, on the hard part of the ring, and Gable I thought was a brutal spot as well. I believe Gable also hit German suplex on a Penta on the hard part of the ring. So yeah, it was utilized a whole lot. Then there was a moment where Penta ended up going flying outside the ring, and the way how he landed on Gable, it kind of felt like he hit his neck. And I was like, yo, that was like a brutal spot there. And I'm like, I'll just hope he was all right, which the end up was. So very entertaining. Both men had a lot of back and forth action, and it was just very, very good from start to finish. The pacing was so fantastic. And of course, towards the tail end of it, as you saw countless of times where Gable continued to try to lock the ankle lock in, but could never successfully lock it in on the Penta because he found ways to counter it. It was a moment where Penta was trying to go for another Mexican Destroyer, and Gable was able to stop that midway and finally locks in the ankle lock on Penta, and Penta trying to get to the ropes to try to stop it. And once Gable brings him back and can simply drop down to the mat and completely lock the ankle lock in, that's when Penta ended up tapping out, and the match was over, and Chad Gable was finally able to capture singles gold, and on top of that, do it in his hometown of Minnesota. That was fantastic, and I said that is professional wrestling right there, from start to finish. Both men put on a masterclass performance, and it was so dope to see. It was definitely an emotional moment to see Gable there, have his family, his wife, his kids, his parents, and all who was in attendance to be there, and have him just embrace that moment as a new world champion. His son got on the same red gear as him, man. So it was just, as a father, it felt good to see stuff like that, and a very heartfelt moment. They gave him the pyro and stuff like that, and it was dope. And I forgot to mention this too. Penta also gave a class act, despite losing, and pretty much took the belt from Gable, but said, I want to present it to you on a job well done and beating me. So I thought that was a sensational moment there too. And shout out to Chad Gable on finally capturing singles gold. So I was enjoyed to see, and it was exciting. And now it leads to the main event match. And they had Justice Jefferson out there to pretty much hype them up. Granted, I thought they were going to have him out there to probably get their attendance record, because they haven't did that, at this SummerSlam, which is crazy if you ask me. But he was just to hype up the main event match, which was unnecessary. But I did love the promo, the promo video they did for Roman and Seth. That was fantastic. And as the match is ready to start, you hear the Shield music briefly. Then it transitions to, you see Seth Rollins like he's in his Shield gear. It was like a flash, and then the burning down came on, and the flames itself, how the visual itself was just dope. It was just dope. And you see Seth Rollins come out there, and the gear he had on which looked weird, like it was a mixture of Buzz Lightyear and the Joker. But he got the white tactical vest on with the Shield mask as well. So I thought that was a very, very good look for him, as he's going there paying homage to it, as this should be the final chapter between him and Roman Reigns fighting each other. So had that. Roman Reigns comes out there too, and power going on, oral farming as usual. So as it starts, the match starts, they start talking their shit, and you knew it was about to happen. So both of them circling the ring, and they finally lock up. So many times we thought Roman could have an opportunity to get the upper hand over Seth Rollins. Seth was able to counter it plenty of times and just literally getting in the mind of Roman. And that's where it kept pissing him off at. He's like, as many as I try to get offense and all that too, Seth just have a counter for any and everything. So, it was already upsetting him. So, action going on. The pacing was a little slow in the beginning, but it started to pick up once they got outside the ring. So when they got outside the ring, this is where Roman started to find some type of offense here and there, hitting Seth Rollins with a drive-by, then proceeds to take him outside towards the crowd area. Now, before I continue on with this, I feel like I need to address this right now. This match was supposed to be a standard match. I did not remember saying that it was a no disqualifications or anything like that. So, in my opinion, I'm thinking, where the hell the ref is have to be counting right now? Because as long as they was out that ring, this should have been a count out and the match should have been a no contest. I don't know why in the hell they decided to bend the rules or don't follow by them. Like, if you're going to have a match like that, follow by the rules. You should be counting right now, too. If you're going to make a no disqualification match, just say it. Because now you have everybody looking confused right now of like, why you ain't doing nothing when you know it's just a standard match. It's the same thing they did in the main event of WrestleMania with Roman and CM Punk. The same exact way. It was a standard match, no disqualifications from what I know, and the ref was just sitting there not counting whatsoever. These motherfuckers putting each other through the announce table. It was the same exact way with Roman and Seth Rollins. That's the only gripe I have when it comes down to matches like this. Like, if it's a rule specifically, if it's a standard match, you need to follow by it. I always hated that. Like, come on now. Because you confuse everybody that watched the product. You always do. And we're not dumb. We know exactly what it is. If once you show the graphics of Seth and Roman Reigns, clearly, if it doesn't say the word no disqualification, then it should be a standard match, which means the rest should have been fucking counting the whole entire time Seth and Roman is outside the ring. But I had to get my point across about that because I thought that was just dumb. It was dumb. But as the match is going on and they in the crowd area fighting back and forth, Roman ends up hitting a suplex onto the steel floor. So as it happens, that's when Seth was trying to get the upper hand, trying to hit oh, my bad. That's when Roman throws Seth out inside the barricade again, and the match is happening outside there. Then it was a spot where you saw Roman pretty much clearing the announce desk and all that stuff, and looking to hit Seth Rollins with a power bomb, but he ends up countering to it, and as he throws Roman Reigns into the barricade area, he does the Roman tone with the ooh ah, looking try to hit him with a spear, but that's when Roman throws him over the barricade as well. And when he thought he had like an advantage there too, Seth Rollins jumps up and hits Roman with a knee to the face and stuff. So at this point right now, both men trading blows. The pacing is now starting to pick up more now too. And in this case for Seth, he thinking he had the upper hand. Roman catches him and then lifts him up and hits him with a power bomb onto the announce desk. And Roman's there talking shit as always. And now it's a scenario where it's like he's have the full advantage of it. And he gets Seth Rollins up and about to hit him with another power bomb, but Seth was able to get out of it. And I believe he hits him with a pedigree, if I'm not mistaken. No, he didn't. He ended up lifting Roman up and hit him with a power bomb on the announce desk. So now both men got hit with a power bomb. They out right now, and the ref starts to count. Once again, like I said earlier, which was stupid because you should have been doing that right when they had left out the ring going into the crowd. So I didn't give a shit about it. The match was just good. I just hope they had went by the rules, but whatever. Ref start counting. You got to get close to 10. Both of them goes in the ring right now. And Seth proceeds to hit Roman with a pedigree. Then goes to the corner. And his try to hit, I think he hits a curve stomp on a Roman Reigns, so covers him for the 1 and 2. Roman kicks out. Now at this point right here, this is where things starts to really ramp up. So now both men are talking shit. And on too, when Roman had an advantage too, hitting Seth with a Superman punch when he about to try to go for another curve stomp, and then hits a spear. Seth ended up kicking out. So he pretty much was saying that, you know, you were number 2, you're always gonna be number 2. I'm a number 1, all of that stuff. So Roman just talking shit throughout the match, and at this point, he's looking to try to put Seth Rollins away. And I know I'm paraphrasing right now, like everything's been going on, so I'm just gonna, you know, say what happened bit by bit, like the cool moments here too. So if I miss anything, yeah, let me know in the comments down below. But Roman was trying to, I believe he tried to go for a spear, or no, they was chaining blows back and forth, and the ref got caught in the mix. So it was one part that he was out. Then it was another scenario where he got up, where I think Roman was going for a spear. Seth got out of the way, he spears the referee, and at this point right now, he's just been out of the match for the whole entire time. So now it's just Seth and Roman going back and forth with each other. And of course, Seth Rollins hit his own version of a spear, then proceeds hit a curb stomp onto Roman Reigns, and then goes up and to the top rope to try to hit. No, that's towards the tail end of it. My bad. I'm all over the place right now. But it was a moment where Roman, I believe, hit him with a Superman punch. Then he goes to the outside of the ring, grabs a chair, go inside, and while Seth has his back turned, oh no, it's the other way around. This is on me, y'all. I'm so sorry. Seth Rollins, when he had the upper hand, went, got the chair, goes into the ring, and while Roman has his back turned and it looks like he's about to hit him with the chair, he hesitates, and Roman turns around and of course hits him with a right. So now as he's down, and now it's the other way around where Seth Rollins is literally on the ropes. Roman has to chair himself and has the opportunity to do it as well, but he becomes hesitant about it too and just tosses it away. And he's like, nah, like, we need to really put this to an end right now. Leave this chair thing aside. It's finally, we got to end this right here and there. So they both standing face to face with each other, doing that like, nah, like, if we're going to end this, let's end this on going our own shield, going back and forth and all that stuff. So they basically trading blows and all that too, going like literally left and right to try to get the upper hand on one another. So I like how they pay homage to Dean Ambrose, aka Jon Moxley, and Seth Rollins. He leans halfway through the ropes and does the clothesline, same thing Dean Ambrose used to do when he was in WWE with the Shield. And then you see him try to hit the Dirty Deeds, but Roman's able to reverse out of it, and he hit the Dirty Deeds on a Seth Rollins. And then as it was done, he went go for a spear, and as it was done, I believe he went for another spear. Oh no, I think he was down, but it was an interaction that him and Seth had where he pretty much was saying that like just like he calling Roman a motherfucker, and then saying that, you know, I already see how things is going right now. Like, this is where the bloodline comes in here and try to help you and shit like that. And Roman telling him, he said, this is not about no blood on anything. This is about you and me. He said, it's been like that since the FCW and stuff like that. Like, fuck everything else. Just about you and me. I ain't need no assistance or anything. You know, it's all about who's going to be the bigger man here. Who's going to be the winner of this match right here. And forget everything else. So we're going to do this. We're going to end this the way it's supposed to be. So I had to add that in as well. So once Roman had hit the Dirty Deeds on him, he hit a spear, then ended up hitting another spear, and then hits a third spear. And every other time that's happening right now, Seth Rollins still managed to stand up. Like, yo, if you're going to put me out, put me out. You know? And when they had their little fisticuffs and all that too, Seth was slapping him and shit like that. Like, what you got? Like, what do you got? So it literally took everything Roman Reigns had, everything that Seth Rollins had, you know, to see who was going to come out on top. And then when it was all said and done, and as Roman trying to collect one last spear, you see Seth Rollins sitting there looking face to face and telling him, like, if you got whatever it takes to put me out, do it. Like, this is your opportunity right here. So, as Roman, you know, he does the hits him with the forced spear and then covers him for the 1, for the 2, for the 3, and Roman Reigns finally beats Seth Rollins, winning the match the most with no interference or anything. So this match meant a lot. It was absolute cinema, and it was a very good way to close out the chapter between these two right here. Like, it felt like, and somebody mentioned in my chat, it felt like a Goku versus Vegeta type of matchup. Like, that's how fucking good it was. And they literally put out a performance right here. This was better than a match at WrestleMania with a triple threat between those two with CM Punk. But it didn't really matter that much because even when they did have their moment there too, Paul Heyman was in the mix. But when we're talking about everything aside, no bloodline, no Paul Heyman, none of that stuff, and it's just Seth and Roman Reigns, this match right here was so freaking good and a good way to close the chapter there as well. Towards the tail end of it, both men sitting in the corner, just staring down like they just went through war. So Roman gets up and he walks to the middle of the ring and he does the fist bump right there. So somebody actually told Seth the shield mask that he had wore, and he had took that, came up and placed it in the middle of them as homage to Dean Ambrose and all that stuff. Does the fist bump as well, and I thought that was a very good way to close the deal between them and the shield thing as well. So that was fantastic to see, in a very, very phenomenal way to end off night 2 of SummerSlam. So I enjoyed it a whole lot. You know, they definitely exceeded expectations and pretty much knocked it out the park. Outside of the Danhausen and Dominic match right there, I enjoyed night 2 so fucking much. And in all retrospect, if I had to give it a rating, of course, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. It was that freaking good. We had 3 title changes that happened. You know, that being the United States Championship. Then we had interim WWE Women's Champion Chelsea Green. And of course, you have Chad Gable beating Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. So, I definitely enjoyed the man. Very fantastic. So comment down below. Y'all let me know. How did you feel about SummerSlam Night 2? What was your best moments about it? And did you believe it exceeded expectation despite all the poor booking and everything else that came with it? Did you think Night 2 delivered better than Night 1? Or just in all retrospect, it did a fantastic job? So I definitely want to know your opinions in the comments down below. And I appreciate your love and support. Roll to 300 subscribers. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process of anything that you do about life. Your time will come. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.